Good morning. I've got peaceful piano playing in the background in my AirPods, so hopefully that won't distract me. I just got done doing another module with the program that I signed up with, and it was powerful. And it was all about words and how impactful they are. And I'm going to go through my notes, and hopefully it all makes sense. But Tony was saying that words play a huge role in how you feel. I don't know if you've ever been through a circumstance or a situation where there's a group of people that the same thing happened to them. And like some people are enraged. Some people are just like upset, and other people are like, well, dang. And it's those people that do the well, dang, that are able to control their emotions and able, like, not just in that situation, but they're able to control their next actions, right? I'm sorry, this video is like moving a bunch. And so I would just encourage you to really be cognizant and really be aware of the words that you're choosing to use. The exercise was going through and looking at what words I use daily that make me feel lousy. And I was like, oh, that's hard. So like I had to use the words like frazzled, overwhelmed, struggling. And then it was like, well, how can you replace them? Like what words would you replace them with? And so I wrote down empowered, organized, leaning on God, trusting. And if I go into situations that feel overwhelming and I'm like, okay, no, this is planned. This is part of it. This is what helps me feel this way. It doesn't feel so icky, I guess, right? And then I can control my emotions, and I can control my actions based on that new meaning, the new understanding that I have, So he also was talking about how, like, if you're in a lousy physical and emotional state, things that happen to you will feel different. So like, have you ever had like an amazing day? Like you got up, like the birds are chirping like they are right now, and everything just felt in place, and something bad happened and it rolled off your back like water off a duck's back. Same thing happened, and you maybe got a lousy night's sleep and you woke up grumpy, and that one thing, let's just say traffic, that one thing like can either derail you or you're like, whatever. Like if I'm in a good mood and everything, and I'm feeling good, my body's feeling good, and I get stuck in traffic, I am more likely to kindly wave in people who want to break into this, long line, versus if I was grumpy and angry, I would be so mad. I'm like, well, why do those people think they're more important than me? Whatever, so there's ways of really like spinning just your daily activities on their head just by controlling your emotions and making sure that you're feeling good, and you're feeling good emotionally and mentally. Let's see, what else was he saying? So I kind of talked about it. Like, you give meaning to things. Like whether you think it's the beginning of a relationship, end, middle, like the meaning that you give to things controls how you act about them. Like, so if you're reaching the end of a relationship, what you think is the end, chances are you're not going to fight for it like you would if you were in the beginning or the middle. And so just be really aware of the meanings that you're giving to the meanings that you give to things. So I don't know if you've ever heard this, but I know a lot of people who suffer from high anxiety, instead of saying, because like anxiousness and excitedness is like kind of very similar. So instead of being anxious, they say, I'm excited. And they repeat to themselves, I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited. That's the why I feel like this. And just that shift will help them tremendously, because you'd rather be excited than anxious, right? And it feels quite similar to our bodies. So if we, not trick, but like if we can convince our bodies and our minds that what we're feeling is excitedness and not anxiousness, chances are that we're going to be able to control our actions better when we're excited than control our actions better than when we're anxious. And then honestly, if you're a hothead, and I had to go through and say when I was what was it, when emotions got the best of me, oftentimes it was with my kids. often. I lose my temper with my kids probably the most, and I'm pretty easygoing, but when I lose it, I get the loud mom voice and it's over. And so, like when you lose that ability to control your emotions, you lose, right? Like, so just be really mindful of when you blow up, like, because when you blow up, like, you can't control that, you can't contain it. And so again, like, if I were watching my kids and I said, hey, it's time to go, and they still continued to play, they didn't listen to me, my instinct is they're disrespecting me, they're not listening, they don't care what I have to say, when in reality, they're just kids and they're playing, right? And they might have not really heard me. I might have said it, but they didn't hear me, or they're kids. And so, like, just having that toggle, or truth be told, it's the fact that I tell them something and I disconnect. And if I went to them and I said, hey, we're about ready to leave, make sure you get all your stuff done, and I, like, treated them like I would treat any, like, not just like this casual, like, afterthought, I think that they would respond much better. I'm gonna try that, actually. So anyways, guys, words create meaning, meanings create emotions, emotions control how you act. And you just really need to be aware of how words can lift you up or drag you down. And just remember, it's not just the words you speak outside, but it's the words that are internalized that really, really hold weight. So how are you using your words? I encourage you to use them better this week. I encourage you to pick some words that you replace your negative or lousy words that make you feel bad with some other words. And you have an amazing day. If you liked this episode of Lean In, make sure you share it with somebody, because sharing is caring. Okay, have a great day. Bye.